Why is it that the guy who bends over backwards always seems to finish last? The one who remembers every detail, who responds instantly to texts, who drops everything when she calls, ends up watching her fall for someone who barely seems to try. Think about it. You've probably been there, putting your best foot forward, being thoughtful, accommodating, always available. You were raised to be respectful, to put others first, to be nice. But somehow, that niceness became a cage. And the more you tried to be what you thought she wanted, the further she seemed to drift away. Here's what nobody tells you about being the nice guy. It's not actually about being nice. It's about what drives that niceness. When you're nice because you're desperately seeking approval, when every kind gesture has strings attached, when you're terrified of conflict or rejection, that's not kindness. That's fear wearing a friendly mask. And women can sense it. They can feel the difference between genuine strength choosing to be gentle and weakness pretending to be virtue. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you said no to her? When did you last prioritize your own needs? When did you disagree with her, not out of spite, but because you genuinely held a different view? If you're struggling to remember, that's the problem right there. You've confused respect with compliance. You've mistaken attraction for negotiation. You thought if you just gave enough, sacrificed enough, agreed enough, she'd finally see your worth. But here's the brutal truth. Respect isn't earned through submission. It's earned through authenticity, through having boundaries, through being a complete person with your own life, your own values, your own non-negotiables. The guy she respects, he's not mean, he's not selfish, he's not playing games, he's simply himself, unapologetically. He has a life that exists beyond her, passions that drive him, standards he won't compromise, not because he's trying to impress her, but because that's who he is. Think about the men you respect. Are they the ones who agree with everything you say, who change their opinions to match yours, who drop their plans whenever you call? Number. They're the ones who stand for something, who have their own path, who treat you well, not from desperation, but from abundance. Here's what's really happening in your nice guy pattern. You're not being nice, you're being needy. Every text you send immediately is saying, I have nothing better to do. Every plan you cancel is saying, my life isn't important. Every opinion you swallow is saying, I don't trust my own judgment. Every boundary you fail to set is saying, I don't value myself. And she hears it all, loud and clear. Women aren't attracted to projects. They're not looking for someone to fix, to build up from nothing, to rescue from their own insecurity. They're looking for partners, equals, men who bring as much to the table as they do. Here's where the shift begins. Stop asking yourself, what does she want me to be? Start asking, who am I really? Your interests matter. Your time has value. Your opinions are valid. Your boundaries deserve respect. Not because you're trying to create attraction, but because you're a human being with inherent worth. Let's get specific. Real-world examples of how this looks. When she texts at 11 p.m. asking you to come over and you have work early, it's okay to say, I'd love to see you, but I need my sleep tonight. How about tomorrow? That's not being mean. That's having self-respect. When she constantly cancels plans last minute, it's okay to say, I've noticed this pattern and it doesn't work for me. I keep my commitments and I need the same in return. That's not being demanding. That's having standards. When she wants you to skip your workout, your hobby, your time with friends, again, it's okay to say, this is important to me. I'll see you afterward. That's not being selfish. That's maintaining your identity. When she asks your opinion and you disagree, it's okay to say, I see it differently. Here's my perspective. That's not being argumentative. That's being honest. The magic happens when you stop performing niceness and start practicing authenticity. When you stop trying to earn her approval and start approving of yourself. But let me be clear about something crucial. This isn't about becoming cold, distant, or manipulative. It's not about playing hard to get or using reverse psychology. It's not about becoming the jerk that some dating advice suggests. It's about becoming whole, complete, a man who doesn't need a relationship to feel valuable, but chooses one to share his already valuable life. Because here's what really attracts respect. A man who knows himself, who likes himself, who has built a life he's proud of, who treats others well, not from neediness, but from wholeness. This man doesn't chase. He attracts. He doesn't beg for attention. He commands it naturally. He doesn't sacrifice his values for acceptance. He finds people who accept his values. And yes, this might mean some women walk away, the ones who were attracted to your malleability, who enjoyed the ego boost of your constant availability, who preferred a follower to a partner. Let them go. They were never right for you anyway. The woman who respects you truly respects you. She wants to know the real you. She's attracted to your authenticity, not your accommodation. She values your opinion precisely because it's yours, not a reflection of hers. She feels safe with you, not because you never challenge her, but because you're strong enough to be gentle, confident enough to be kind, secure enough to be vulnerable when it matters. Here's a truth that might sting. Much of your nice guy behavior is actually manipulation. You're being nice not from genuine kindness, but as a strategy, a transaction. If I do enough nice things, she'll have to like me back. But relationships aren't vending machines. You don't insert niceness coins and receive attraction in return. Real connection happens between two whole people, not between one person and their projection of what they think the other wants. So here's your path forward. Start small. The next time you feel that familiar urge to immediately agree, to drop everything, to sacrifice your needs, pause. Ask yourself, what do I actually want here? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of losing her? Then do that. Set one boundary this week. Express one genuine opinion that differs from hers. Prioritize one of your own activities over her request. Not to be difficult, not to play games, but to practice being real. Build your life outside of dating. Pursue interests that genuinely excite you. Develop skills that challenge you. Create friendships that fulfill you, not to make yourself attractive, but to make yourself whole. Notice how it feels. Uncomfortable at first? Probably. Like you're risking something? Definitely. But also liberating? Like you're finally breathing after holding your breath for too long? That's the feeling of stepping into your power, of choosing authenticity over approval, of building genuine confidence rather than performing false niceness. Remember, the goal isn't to become someone else. It's to become more fully yourself, to shed the layers of people-pleasing that have hidden your true nature, to trust that who you really are is enough, more than enough. The right woman doesn't want a lapdog. She wants a partner, an equal, someone who challenges her to grow just as she challenges you, someone whose respect for himself inspires her respect in return. Here's the reality check. The behaviors you think make you nice often make you less attractive. The constant availability suggests you have no life. The immediate responses suggest you're desperately waiting for her attention. The constant agreement suggests you have no spine. The lack of boundaries suggests you don't value yourself. And if you don't value yourself, why should she? So stop being the nice guy. Not because nice is wrong, but because authentic is better. Because real attracts real. Because the respect you seek from others begins with the respect you show yourself. Your journey to genuine connection doesn't start with changing how you treat her. It starts with changing how you treat yourself. Honor your time, value your opinions, maintain your boundaries, build your life, and watch how everything shifts, how attraction deepens, how respect flows naturally, how the right person sees you not as someone to use, but as someone to value. This is your wake-up call, your invitation to step out of the nice guy trap and into authentic masculinity, the kind that doesn't need to prove itself, that doesn't seek permission to exist, that simply is, powerfully, genuinely, unapologetically. She's waiting for that man. But more importantly, you're waiting for him too. He's been there all along, buried under layers of fear and false niceness. Start today. One boundary, one honest opinion, one priority you won't sacrifice. Small steps toward the man you're meant to be, the man who doesn't need to perform niceness, because his authentic self is already good enough. It's time to let him out.